news from Queensland, where truck drivers are right now protesting over mandatory vaccination on the Gold Coast. Today, Queensland reporter Jessica Millward is at Reedy Creek. Jess, good morning to you. What's the scene like there now?
It's complete and utter chaos, Alex. Let me show you. These two trucks are pulled up here on the M1 southbound at Reedy Creek, and you can see that the traffic stretched back for kilometres. One of the truckies is joining me now. Brock, why have you guys done this today? Mate,
end all lockdowns, people go back to work and kids go back to school. That's what we want out of it. We've had enough of it.
You've had a lot of support, people driving past and
beeping. A lot of support, mate. The people that have showed up today is amazing. So we appreciate everyone that's come down. And these guys in blue, mate, they've been very...
Just get my cameraman to show you here, Alex, because there are police here and they just came up to you and Brock and said that if you don't move your truck, you're going to be towed.
Yeah, so that's unfortunately, that's just the way it is. There's risks in everything you do, but these blokes have been pretty lenient. It's nothing to hate against them. They do a great job. We respect everything they do, but it's all about choice at the end of the day. You know, if you don't want to get the vax, don't get the vax. If you do want to get it, get it. I don't care, but just don't keep locking up people. All
right. Thank you, Brock. And Alex, we'll just show you Pauline Hanson is here as well, a lot of supporters. So we'll keep you posted on this situation. These trucks are refusing to go anywhere anytime soon.
Jess, we will come back to you very soon. Thank you so much for that.
Now, there is a bit of drama on the New South Wales border. Truckies are fed up, and early this morning, a whole bunch of them stopped on the highway on the Gold Coast, so on the New South Wales-Queensland border, around a place called Reedy Creek. They blocked southbound traffic, causing chaos. Have a listen. Yeah, so the One Nation leader Pauline Hanson has turned up at the Gold Coast protest. They're talking about demonstrations in various parts of the country today and tomorrow. And this is because of mandatory vaccines, it's because of delays on the border, it's because of lockdowns. And the truckies have finally moved on in the last few minutes there on the Gold Coast. They are furious at all of those things at the moment. So the other big issue is that from next Monday, September 6, all authorised workers in the 12 Sydney hotspots need to have at least one jab. The initial plan was to give businesses the option of the vaccine or the rapid testing, but the rapid testing plan was suddenly scrapped on Friday. So now, if you want to work, if you live in one of those areas, you need the vaccine. And from next Monday, if you don't have it, you won't be working. Now, we've been contacted by Stu, who's one of our listeners and a veteran truckie. He's on the line. G'day, Stu.
Hey, Ben. How you going, buddy?
Good. You're on the New South Wales-Victorian border at the moment. Set the scene there for me.
Yeah, I'm a bit further down than that now, mate. We haven't had much action down this way, as they always planned it was going to be up north today, but they kept that quiet until today. But I've got a lot of truck drivers that are Sydney, mate. Look, we weren't after blocking up highways. I've had the detectives come and see me last week at home, asked us not to do that. They were in support of us. They said so none of us did. We did the right thing, but our argument is a lot of guys just haven't turned up to work today. Like, I know a lot of transport companies in Sydney are down 15, 20 drivers because they've been given emails in there last night that if they don't get vaccinated by next Monday, there's no work. So they said, oh, well, it's not coming now. Like this. We've been held to ransom about this vaccine, and people say, oh, why don't you just get it? When there's people dying from it, and we've got issues with our health because of the job we do and the long periods of time we sit. I myself has had problems with my veins, and I've had an operation only in April this year to get about 4 veins removed out of my legs because of clotting. Like, I'm worried. I've got a little girl at home and a wife that relies on my income.
Understood. Are you worried about catching COVID as well? Because if you have a look at intensive care at the moment in New South Wales, there's 126 people in ICU. 113 are not vaccinated at all. Are you worried about getting COVID?
No, I'm not, mate. I'm not. I take all my vitamins. I haven't had the flu in 3 years.
But taking your vitamins and getting the flu has got nothing to do with coronavirus, Stu.
No, but it's still a virus, isn't it? It's still contagious through contact. And because I do a job where I barely have any human contact, we're in the truck on our own. When we go to distribution centres, we don't really mix with anyone. We give our paperwork in, we've got a mask on, we're social distanced by screens. We go back and sit in our trucks.
All right, but when you consider those numbers that I just shared with you, out of 126 people in intensive care, 113 have not been vaccinated at all. Can you understand why businesses and government are saying, well, in order for us to bounce back here, we need jabs in arms, and therefore we've got to have some rules in place about people being vaccinated?
Look, I understand that, but when you look at the bigger picture, which is the world health, not just Australia, which is 6 months behind everyone else, they're all saying now that the vaccine, especially against the Delta variant, are 50-50. They're getting the same amount of people sick as what they're not. So,
there's certainly an argument that people with the COVID vaccine are certainly getting the Delta strain. But, mate, when it comes to hospital, I got to tell you, you go through ICU, and those numbers are pretty overwhelming. You know, the vast majority of them are not vaccinated. But, look, what I want to know on the protest now, if I can just discuss that, is it due to be happening tomorrow as well? Because I'm seeing all sorts of things online. Some say today, some say tomorrow. Can we expect more madness tomorrow?
Oh, definitely. I reckon all week. This mandate has been pushed back till Monday. And that is when you're really going to see big dramas, because that's when people just can't work anymore. And that's when that was supposed to be today, and then they've changed the goalpost once again, like they do with everything. And so you've got blokes working today, but by next week they will not be able to. So just in sheer demand of truck drivers, it won't be at work, because there's 60% of the industry is not vaccinated.